I'm Krishna. I'm having 10 years of industrial experience working for a global MNCs.
Hey, hi again. Good morning to all. Anyone newly joining from today? Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sam. Yeah.
yeah, I've joined today.
Oh, is it Sam?
Yeah,
Okay, Sam. Sam, would you introduce yourself? What you're doing? What's your experience?
I'm technically a data engineer. I'm
Okay.
just recently graduated. I've just what you call 8 or 9 months. That's it, nothing else.
Okay. Oh, so you are already working as a data engineer, right?
I was working due to layoff. I had to be laid down.
Acha, acha. Okay. So what was your technical stack when you were working?
Snowflake and Kafka with AWS.
Snowflake with Kafka with AWS. Okay, nice. Okay, so you know a bit of Snowflake there.
Yeah, I just know only a bit basics, but I couldn't work there, so only I was removed out.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, no worries. Good. Anyone else? So everyone has attended the last day class. Okay, I take that as you guys are all attended last day class. Okay, Venkata Srirama. Venkat Sriram. Sriram. Venkat, you joined yesterday? Bindu, Chandrasekhar, Balagireddy. Yeah, I think others all are good. Okay, perfect. So let's start discussing a recap. Okay. So shall we have a quick recap that what we have discussed yesterday? And I'll tell you the agenda what we're going to learn today. Yeah.
Snowflake architecture.
Okay. We started with Snowflake architecture. Okay. What else we discussed?
Discussed about on-premise and cloud.
On-premises versus cloud. Yeah. What else?
And the three layers in the Snowflake architecture.
Yeah. 3 layers in Snowflake architecture. What are the 3 layers?
That's cloud service, then storage, sorry, cloud, then comes transformation, then comes storage, if I'm right.
That's okay. So that's okay. You tried it well. Okay. Anybody wants to say what is the next 2 layers? Storage is one layer. That's correct.
Storage service. Yeah.
What is the one more layer?
Compute.
Yeah, compute or warehouse layers. Okay. So what does this cloud services layer do? There will be very lot of questions will come from a cloud services layer. Okay. When you go for a Snowpro certification, or if you want to give another certifications in a Snowflake side, right? So you will be hitting at least 2 to 3 questions from this cloud services layer.
It's a
Okay.
metadata layer.
So it's a metadata layer.
Authentication.
Yeah. Authentication will be also be handled by
Security. Yeah.
authentication and access controls. Okay. Will be maintained at service layer. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Application manager.
You can call it as an application manager. Okay. So in application manager itself, let's call it as an application manager only. So let's divide it into 2 types. One is an infra. Okay. One is a transaction manager. Okay. So both help you to maintain your application only, but it's a 2 services going to provide by a cloud services. Snowflake, that's called as an infra manager and a transaction manager. What else we discussed? One very important thing.
Optimization.
Models.
What is that?
Optimization.
No, it's overlapping actually. One can go?
Optimization.
Optimizer. Okay. What is the duty of this optimizer?
Will allocate the infrastructure resources.
Before allocating the infrastructure resources, it will do something in between.
It will optimize the query which you sent.
Yeah, it optimizes anything. It could be in a query. It could be you're creating something, you're building something, right? So it will not blindly send the same information to the servers to execute it. Okay. Optimizer takes the chance of if there is anything can be optimized from your end. Okay. So it optimizes that. And this optimizer, what it does is this optimizer will talk to this metadata guy. Okay. This metadata layer guy and checks for where exactly the data resides also. Okay. So this is what the query I have received. So where exactly the data resides, what is customer is expecting from us. Okay. So it will ask that metadata layer picks up that locations where exactly the data is resided for the inside the storage. Okay. What is the fifth one? Very important. Very important for the cloud itself.
Cache.
Security.
Security. Right. Why security? We are saying very important.
There can be data breach.
Data breach can happen. Okay, which will be very danger to the companies and customers will sue the companies because of that. Okay, so what else you can think of? misuse, okay, any wrong authentications, okay, you can say etc for this, okay. But I'm saying that security is the one key area companies took a lot of time to move it into cloud, okay. So as I'm saying, AWS being introduced somewhere in that 2010 2008, they came in 2010 onwards, they were there. Now for now it is almost 14 years, we are almost 13 years we are completing, okay. So companies took a lot of time. Still there are companies who are trying to move towards the cloud now. The main reason for them is a security, okay. So what happens when we are in an on-premises and a cloud? Where exactly the data gets stored and who maintains the data?
Yeah, company maintains the data when the data in on-prem.
Yeah,
when it is in a cloud, the cloud provider will maintain them data.
Correct. So on cloud, public cloud provider, right, will maintain it. So what happens is, think that you have all your documents with you. So it could be a land documents or property documents or whatever it is, okay. So now keeping your documents in someone else's house for keeping it safe, okay, that's called the cloud has been believed that, okay. On premise is something he's keeping in his home and he's always looking at that particular data. Yeah, that is a problem for him also. He has to every time keep a watch over there. He has to buy the resources to maintain it securely, okay. So he has to have that resources also to maintain it. So if he is going out, he needs someone else to help there to maintain that particular property documents, okay. But cloud said that we will give you a locker like a bank. So we'll give you a locker. So we'll provide all the information for you that how we are going to save it, okay. We will keep it very securely with us and we will share the key also, right. Key managed system. Yesterday we've been discussing security will happen because you are using as a KMS in a backend, which is a key managed systems, okay. So bank also what it does, so keep your items in our locker. So we will share a key. There will be a key with one key with me and one key with you, okay. So it is a highly secured area. So for companies to believe to put their data into cloud, which is like an either AWS, GCP and Azure providing infrastructure, for them it took almost half a decade to decide whether the cloud is a safe or not, okay. So as I said, in 2010 we had all the opportunities of going into the cloud. So you could see the boom has happened only from 2016 to 17, okay. Because before that there have been huge discussions happened. There is a data breaches happened also, okay. There are places where data breach happened. There are times a server has totally went down, the business has to be stopped for a few hours, okay. So there were scenarios happen, okay. So but what happened is eventually they increase the security, eventually they make the more availability, durability and all, they made it of that particular cloud, brought up that confidence in the customers to move it into a cloud, okay. So security is one very high when you are dealing with a sensitive data, okay. Sensitive data means a data which helps to identify who is the person, what happened to him, what can be done, how can we misuse this information and all, okay. So cloud services layer, we are all good. Anybody have questions on this cloud services layer? Okay, good. The next one is, what is virtual warehouse layer or compute layer? Anybody? I know that we haven't discussed it about very detailed in nature, but very high level we discussed it. We'll discuss when we go into a warehouse classes.
Where all the processing happens.
Yeah, it helps for processing, right? It helps to process the request. But how it will help you to process the request?
It will split your task into multiple threads and
distributions, task distributions backend it happens. Okay, that's okay. That's totally fine. That's a mechanism how it does.
It handles in ELT way.
Sir, what is that?
ELT.
It can handle ELT works. Yeah. It can handle any kind of works. Okay, that's okay. So majorly what happens is it provides a servers, clusters. Okay, so it provides a clusters and a servers to spin up your request. It will spin starting the clusters and servers to accommodate the request what you have been sent it. So right, yesterday we've been discussing saying that I want to select a data from a customer's table. Okay, so the request will not directly go into the table. So who will actually supply that information? So someone has to receive that request. So someone says that you have a request. Okay, someone has to receive it. Okay, and then he has to send it to where exactly the data is being stored. From there, again, someone has to receive the response. Okay, so from storage, there will be a response again. Okay, and send it back to the requester. This is how the request and response happens, right? So who is helping you to this receiver and response? Okay, your servers are going to help you here. Okay, your servers will start spinning up for you. Okay, and the servers will take the responsibility of receiving the request and sending it to a storage, and again take the response out of it and sending it to the requester. Okay, so that activity will be done by the virtual warehouses. So virtual warehouses will accommodate you with the servers to process the request you've been requested. Okay, so whatever the request we're receiving from users, it will help you to it will provide that servers to run that particular, either it is a queries, either it could be analytics, anything. It could be a creating or something. It could be a Python, it could be Scala, whatever it is, right? So if you want to run something on your system, you need servers to be executing for it. Okay, for you, the laptop should be working. Is processor is without a processor, there is nothing you can able to do in your system. Okay, so this particular layer works like that. Okay, last layer, which is a storage. What is the storage?
Where our actual data resides.
Actual data resides. Okay, continuing this question. Okay, so we call Snowflake is a cloud agnostic solution. What does it means? Okay, cloud agnostic solution means it can able to connect or integrate with all the public clouds. Okay, all the famous public clouds, that is called AWS, GCP, and Azure. Okay, so these are all the cloud. It's not specific to a single cloud, so it is a versatile with all the public clouds. That's the reason it is an agnostic solution. Okay, it can able to integrate all these areas. Okay, so it's a cloud agnostic solution. Okay, so now a Snowflake is a SaaS. What it means?
Software as a service.
Software as a service. What it means?
I need not have to install the software or anything, just it's like plug and play.
Yeah, no install, no hardware. Okay, no software maintenance, no upgrades. Okay, everything will be handled by the Snowflake team for you. Okay, Snowflake is a SaaS, which is a software as a service. Okay, so next one, right? Next one, what else we discussed? SaaS we discussed. Okay, where exactly the data will get resided?
The cloud service which we connected, no?
Yeah.
Like Azure.
Cloud service which you choose at the time of account creation. Okay, so it could be AWS, it could be an Azure, it could be it could be GCP also. Okay, so now I'll tell you just, yeah. So anything else we discussed apart from this? Anything else we discussed?
SaaS doesn't have a cloud storage and computing.
Not SaaS. Snowflake doesn't have a. Okay, just always say that SaaS is just a kind of like a word which refers to this particular nature of the nature of the implementation or creations. Okay, Snowflake doesn't have. That's nice. Snowflake doesn't have any storage or compute infra. Okay, that's right. It will leverages that whatever the cloud you're choosing at the time of account creation, and it will start utilizing that existing in the clouds. Okay, and it will provide that same information or the same infra for you when you're trying to run it. Okay, so who manages that all this communicating within a particular cloud and getting that onboarding that particular infrastructure or storage maker availability? That is all will be dealt by a Snowflake. There is nothing you have to do. Okay, so to this question, right, I have a name. One important point I have forgot. Okay, separate compute and storage. Okay, this is very important topic. Okay, we'll discuss this. Okay, and we have an enterprise editions. Let me put this. Okay, so today's topics, right? So we will discuss about Snowflake provides you a separate compute and storage that we have seen in our 3-layered architecture. The second layer says the compute and third layer says the storage. Okay, if you see second layer and third layer, both are separated. Okay, there is no combination. You don't need to have to club that both. What is difference between data? Monu, I think we have discussed this already, Monu, in last class. So please go through that class. Okay, so if still needed, we will touch base with you. Okay, yeah. So today we will discuss about separate compute and storage. Okay, how it is going to help the companies to take a decision that where exactly they have to increase what. Okay, and how Snowflake is going to provide that flexibility of increasing either you want in storage at the time or either you want to compute at the time. Okay, and we will be discussing about the Snowflake editions. Okay, which edition or what is the company's requirements? Okay, based on a company's requirements, which edition will able to fit in and how much cost for that. Okay, so not exactly the cost of numbers, so probably which edition will cost lesser than the other editions. Okay, and based on that, based on the company's requirements, which edition can fit in further. Okay, so in a case of how we do is they are the light users, are in a heavy users, or a moderate users. Okay, based on their how they are going to use it, they have the editions also, so they can choose those editions instead of using the high edition for every work. Okay, so we'll discuss this one also. Okay, storage, compute storage, editions we'll discuss, and we'll go through today how to create the account as well. Okay, free trial account. Okay, so let's cover these three. If I remember something in between, I'll start explaining that also. Okay, so first one is a storage, compute, and separate compute and storage. Okay, separate compute and storage. Okay, so now by this time we understand what is a compute, right? What is a compute? Just now I explained that what is compute. What is the use of this compute? Compute are
processing the data.
Yeah, processing the data, right? So processing the request instead of data, processing the request. Okay, so now I'll give you an example. Okay, so what happened is there is a company. Okay, same example yesterday we discussed, right? So there is a company. What this company has does is their product is got hit yesterday, same one they released for a soft launch, and the product launch they have done it. Okay, so now what happened is they got a lot of website they have released it. Okay, they didn't expect that that particular website is going to be that much hit, and everyone started visiting that. Okay, everyone started visiting that, and companies started doing clickstream analytics. How many of you knows what is clickstream analytics? Anybody know what is clickstream analytics? Okay, so yeah, someone messaged. Okay, so what is clickstream analytics, right? So any data, any website you go on. Okay, so example, you take Netflix, right? On a website, you open the Netflix, and what you have done is first you will click on a login. Okay, so then second you will click on something else. Third, you will click on what is the type of genre you want to watch it. Okay, fourth one you will be clicking on buy. So every click on particular website will be captured as a data. Okay, so I'm saying that every click on the website will be captured as a record in a table. Okay, what is the use of this one for them, right? So what they do is they will check first in which kind of genres you are trying to buy. So you clicked on a genre called comedy or action something. Okay, so they will find out how many people in today who clicked on a genre action. Okay, they will pull all those people records, and what they do is they will send it to the agents, talk to them. There is a new action movies are going to come up in the next year. So what we will do is we will tell them saying that we are going to reduce a 10 pounds for that. Okay, so what you can do is let's opt for it. They will try to find a business like that. Okay, so clickstream analytics is nothing but anything you take a website. You can take an Aadhaar also, anything, right? So whatever you are going to click on that website, not only clicking also, right? Click to click time also they take it. So what does that means is you clicked action movies and stayed there for 10 minutes. Okay, and then you clicked comedy and you stayed in that page for 2 minutes. Okay, now what is the requirement they pick it is like that they will take a lot of clicks, whatever the genres you have been clicked. Okay, they'll understand where exactly you spend a lot of time. That means the customer interest is on that particular genre. Okay, now they will come to you. Take top 3 of these genres, what you are interested in watching in our website. Club that all 3 as a combo, let's offer it. Okay, so clickstream analytics will happen like this. Okay, so somehow I'm just deviating a little bit. So they have built in a website and they want to perform a clickstream analytics like what we have discussed all this one. So unfortunately, fortunately, they got unpredicted, customers are started watching this website. Okay, what happened is their computes. What is that compute? Servers. What servers? What will happen when you click something? I'm clicking something. Okay, when I click it, there is a request will get generated there. Okay, so when you click login, okay, so what will happen is request will get just created for you. This request will be sent to the server. Okay, server, what it will do is next whatever the next step is there, the server route that particular request to that step. okay, to perform that particular task for you. Okay, so then what will happen? The servers has to be receiver and responser we have discussed here. Okay, then what happened here? It is like this login. There are 1 billion customers has been clicked a login. Okay, but your servers doesn't, you don't have that many servers to accommodate that many requests. Okay, then what you need to do is, one is possibilities, right? One is increase your number of servers. Okay, second one is, first one, what you need to do, increase number of servers is a one option, you have it. Okay, second one is queue the request. Queue means if now I have clicked it, Soumya has clicked it, and Raj also clicked it. Okay, what happened is, first as I clicked it, first my request will go, it takes a 1 minute and complete all the request comes back. Once my request is completed, then only Soumya's will go. Okay, is it okay for Soumya to wait for a 10 minutes like that? Is companies okay to maintain those kind of request, those kind of behavior with the customers? Customers will not show the interest to stay more on that website. Okay, so what you need to do is, either you have to queue it is a bad performance. Either second one, what you need to do is you have to increase the servers. Okay, you have to increase the servers. When you have to increase the servers, now this we are receiving heavy traffic now. Okay, now I am seeing the heavy traffic, now only I have to increase it. Okay, this should happen now itself. Okay, so as how you are going to increase, okay, how you are going to increase the servers, or increasing servers is nothing but a compute. Okay, so servers is nothing but a group of CPUs. Okay, a cluster server is a CPUs, so let me call it as a cluster, right? A cluster is nothing but a number of servers. Okay, or you can call it as a number of CPUs. Okay, what is CPU? This is a processing unit, right? So what it process the requests. Okay, so it's a compute processing unit, so this is called compute resources. Okay, so you have to increase your clusters or servers or CPUs, whatever you can call. Okay, end of the day, the meaning is same. Okay, so we have to increase the clusters to accommodate the increased traffic here. We are going to get a heavy traffic here. Okay, so now keep this in mind as is. Okay, this example, keep it as is. Okay, let me quickly take your questions. User event data on a web page. That's right, Monu. That's right. Yeah. So events is nothing but every click is called as an event for them. Okay. So next one is storage. So I didn't complete the compute yet. Okay. Our whole motive here, it is separate compute and the storage is going to provide by a Snowflake. Okay. So next one is storage. Okay. The storage is what happens. Similar fashion, you got a customers and you started storing their data, and you have an on-premises. You are working on your on-premises. Your on-premises is being designed to store only 1 TB of information. Okay, 1 TB of information is designed to store it. But as a fortunate to the company, they started getting a huge customers now. Okay, now they are doing a clickstream analytics. That means huge customers are coming. Every customer is clicking something. So every customer information, I have to store it. Okay, but what happened is your on-premise has been designed to have it only 1 TB of information. But now your clickstream data is going more than 1 TB. Okay, when it is going to be more than 1 TB? Right at the point now. Okay, that means if it is happening on a Tuesday, so today, example, today at morning 10 o'clock, if this is happening for us. Okay, so when it is happening at a 10 o'clock today. So now the storage has been getting crossed. You're losing the data to be captured. You don't have any capacity to store the data now. Okay, now the solution for them is, okay, immediately make the space available. Okay, I cannot go market to buy that hard disks. I cannot go market to buy the SSDs. Okay, come and fix it into my data center and put the wires and all, it will be blinking and it is started working. That is going to take for me at least 2-3 weeks for me. Okay, that is not the solution. Immediately I need this particular storage to be available, because I am saving a heavy traffic now. Because this data is very important as a company to me to run this analytics, and I can able to make the business out of it. Okay, so now they got the problems and they know what the solutions to be done also. Okay, now Snowflake says, okay, we will provide that, okay, using a cloud. So everyone, they say servers you needed, so onboard the new servers. Storage you needed, cloud is like an infinity cloud, so infinity storage, so you can able to go and store it as much as you possible. Okay, Snowflake is leveraging the cloud practices or the cloud services and providing this all information. Okay. But usually what happens, right, in on-premises, whenever there is any increment, either it is a compute increment, either it is a storage increment, whenever the on-premises is getting upgraded, okay, it's either a compute or a storage. Okay. What we will be doing, the plan how it happens is both will go as a one-time upgradation. So what will happen is if they think that we have to onboard another 10 clusters, okay, another 10 clusters, then what they do is for every clusters, okay, every clusters they will add an extra space also, extra storage also for that. Okay. So when it is doing an on-premises, your storage and your compute are tightly coupled. Compute plus storage are tightly coupled. Okay. What is the problem with this? What is the problem with this? So what happen is, take this as an example again. So what happen is, in this scenario, he already have the storage. So he would be having a 10,000 TB of storage would be already there. Okay. So in this scenario, only traffic is getting increased. The service is getting a problem for me. Okay. So what happen is, storage is not required for me. I need to increase only my compute resources. Okay. In this scenario, I don't need a compute resources. Okay. All I need is the, only a storage. Okay. Because requests are coming very slow, but there are requests coming every day. At a one point in time, what happening is the storage, whatever I have is getting closed. Okay. So what I need to do is I have to increase only storage. But when we are in on-premises, what is happening? As the compute and the storage are tightly coupled, if you increase this one, you have to increase this. If you increase this one, you have to increase this. Okay. Unnecessarily, if you need only this, you have to spend money on this also. Okay. If you need only this, you have to spend money on this one as well. Now it becomes like a headache. Now what Snowflake says is, okay, so whatever you need it, if it is you needed only compute or only storage, you can ramp it up. You can bump it up at any time. You can increase it up or you can scale it up at any time. Okay. So separate scaling for compute and storage. Okay. If you need only the clusters to be increased, we can use the warehouse concept in a Snowflake. You can increase the size of your warehouses, or you can automate you can configure the auto scaling in your warehouses. There is nothing to do with the storage. Okay. If you need a storage, there is no warehouses to be increased. You don't need to increase the warehouses. Storage is always available for you how much you need it. Okay. You load a 10 GB, pay for 10 GB. If you load a 20 GB, pay for 20 GB. If you load for 1 TB, pay only for the 1 TB. Okay, so Snowflake provides you a flexibility of a separate compute and storage. Okay, so does this concept make sense? Very important. We might, the questions will come in an interview and probably in a certifications also. Does this concept make sense? Anybody have questions on this?
Even on-prem, we can add the storage itself, right?
But what happens whenever you create a cluster CPU, right? Whenever you onboard a CPUs or something like that. So there is a hard disk always, SSDs will be always attached to the clusters.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, Mono, is there any data lake option available in Snowflake? Yes, Snowflake is a data lake as well. So I'll go to that. I'll show that. Okay. So I want here to understand the pain point of the company. How can it can be designed and achieved by a Snowflake? So is that make sense to everyone?
Yes,
So
yes, Krishna.
there is a question. What is the difference between a compute and optimizer? Okay. So what happens is, let me write like this. Okay. So let's call compute. Compute, it will not do any kind of optimization. So compute, you have written a query like this. Okay. Let me put optimizer also below this. Okay. So what happens is compute, when you fire this query, okay, think that there is only compute, there is no optimizer concept at all. So it will take this query. Okay. This will send this compute will send this query to storage and ask storage to saying that send back this information to Krishna. Okay. Send back this result to me so that I will send it to Krishna. Okay. So now optimizer, what it will do is before the request goes to the compute, this optimizer will check if there is anything I can able to optimize here. Okay. It could be an optimize. It could mean this optimizer can talk to metadata, identifying the storage locations and all. So so inside a storage, your storage is a 10 TB, right? Your data, this customer data would have been loaded. It stays at somewhere at the point. Okay, for every point of a data, there will be a location number will be available. Okay, you don't see it manually. Okay, so what will happen is how the databases will be designed is the data storage locations will be there. Okay, it will internally optimizer will try to optimize this query. Okay, optimizing means what are the what are the partitions this data is available, where exactly this data is available. This all optimizer will talk to metadata and creates that plan for that. Okay, optimizer will create that plan for that, and that plan will be shared to the compute along with this particular query. Okay, when compute shares that information to your storage with the plan and the request, now that is going to run very faster. Okay, when you are not sending in an optimizer, this level of information, whatever the optimizer is providing for us now, the storage has to be struggle there to go through search everywhere where exactly this data is there. So very slight latencies you will be seeing it. Okay, so but the duty of this tool is compute is this responsibility of this compute is only sharing the request and response between the storage layer and the cloud services layer. Okay, optimizer responsibility is see if there is anything can be optimized in the query. Okay, including the data, where exactly the data resides, create a plan for it. Okay, where exactly the data is there, how many partitions of the data is there, table, what is the location of the table is there. So pick up that all information, create the plan and send that plan also with the particular query, so that storage will read this plan. Okay, you already told me where exactly it is there, directly go there, pick the data and send it to the. Okay, does that make sense, Salman? Okay, perfect. So yeah, we are all good with this, right? So next one is a Snowflake editions. Okay, so let me go to Snowflake editions. Okay, similarly, so instead of, right, what I can say is Snowflake editions best example, real-time example, right? Let's think in this way. What happens is, yeah, what example I can, so yeah, bank accounts, right? So bank accounts is the best example, I believe. So how many types of bank accounts are there?
Current account, saving account, credit card accounts.
Saving account. Okay, credit card account.
NRI account, NRE account.
NRI account. Yeah, there are many like this. Okay, let's take this. Okay, there are some like something like instead of this one, best example is let's go with the savings account only, not this one. So in savings account itself, you will have plenty of opportunities. One is like in a priority customer. Okay, one is like a normal customer. Okay, third one is something like a moderate customer. So what happened to this one? What is the difference of these customers? So you will be getting burgundy card, you will be getting airport hospitalization reduce when you use this card. So when you use something else account, you will be reducing for the flights and all. Okay, so what is the difference between this kind of stuff? Why they are differentiating here? Who are the targeted audience over here? I hope everyone will have a card, right? So everyone, whenever bank is proposing a few set of cards for you, okay, you are going to choose one out of that card. What is your requirement there? What is going to give that card? What is going to give you?
Yeah, more benefits.
More benefits for you, right? That might not be a benefit.
New products are launching, we can reach out to the customers accordingly.
Yeah, so company, what banks are, whenever there is a new cards comes in, so they will start doing these campaigns and all, they will be rolling out, right? So now when they roll out this, like saying that we have a priority customer account, we have a normal customer account, so moderate customer account is there. Priority account is like per year you have to pay $1,000. Okay, normal customers you have to pay only $250. Okay, moderate customer you have to pay almost some $500. Okay, maintenance charges. Okay, and in priority customer you will be getting 24/7 customer service. Okay, and we will send you letters also. Okay, so whenever you started visiting our a branch or something, we'll give you a priority for you. Okay, and different app settings also we'll give you. Okay, so like that they will provide many things. Okay, what is this all? These are all the services which are providing by each type of the customer over here. Okay, end of the day it's a saving only. Okay, but the one which you are choosing is based on your requirements. What is your requirements? Yes, I need 24/7 services there. Okay, I need priority service should be there. So as I am a priority person, credit card should be, no charge credit card should be created for me. Okay, or every month they have to send me the billings. Okay, so you can choose. So based on your priorities, now else I would say priority customers, whenever I book a flights from my card, there will be a 10% off. Okay, or if you go for a diners club or something, there will be a 10% off. So based on your requirements, so say that I travel a lot, so I need an office like this. Okay, no, I travel a lot in a bike or something where the petrol card is needed for me, so that's a different card. Okay, so because it's your own requirements. Similarly, to keep this in mind, similarly, I'm putting savings account as a Snowflake. Okay, Snowflake. So here also there are different types of, customers are different types of requirements sufficing, editions are there. That is called, one is you can go with a standard edition. Okay, second one is another enterprise edition. Okay, third one is a business critical edition. Okay, or you can see ESD, enterprise sensitive data editions. Okay, and fourth one is a VPNs, virtual private Snowflake edition. There is one more is there, that's no one is using. I think there is no much information about it. That's called as a matrix edition they call. So even I'm not much aware of this one. This is no one uses for now. Okay, so majorly there are 4 editions are there. Okay, standard edition, enterprise edition, business critical edition, and virtual private Snowflake edition. Why they have created this many editions? Okay, same requirement. Now the companies have a different requirements, they have it. So for those requirements, they have created this particular editions. Okay, so question number 1 is, so companies, which edition they use high? Okay, enterprise edition is something very high, they use it. Okay, and second highest they use it is business critical. Okay, who uses enterprises, who uses a second highest? Okay, so second highest is majorly a financials. Okay, any financials who are maintaining a very sensitive data, that is called a PIA data, HIPPA data. So that is personal identification information, or health information, health identification informations, or financials, card informations. Okay, those people will be using this one. Okay, because it's an enterprise. Okay, enterprise sensitive data edition. Okay, so formerly it was calling as a business critical edition. Last 1 year back it got changed to ESD, that's called enterprise security sensitive data protection editions. Okay, why they are calling it is like this is, okay, so now they are going to provide an additional security for you. Okay, you are going to get a security here. Okay, but they are going to put an additional security for you. As they are going to provide you an additional security, the cost is also going to be little higher. Okay, cost increases like this. So okay, Snowflake edition is the lowest, sorry, standard edition is the lowest, enterprise edition is the second highest, third highest, fourth highest, and I don't know about this also. So this is something we never tried. Okay, so this is how, like this. So what happens, enterprise editions. Okay, so let me have, I will be having, yeah, so you see here in this one, in Snowflake editions, these are the editions. Okay, so what happened is Snowflake standard editions, you are going to get some features. We'll discuss about these features when we go into day to day. Okay, so dealing with the semi-structured data, data lakes, okay, securities, data masking policies, okay, different other places where you can able to do authentications and all. So all this you are going to get it. Okay, in a standard edition. Company might be using only this, they might need only this. This is more sufficient for them. If they want, they are doing a very light users of a Snowflake. Okay, how we treat the customers is light users, heavy users, and moderate users. Okay, so if they are light users of a Snowflake, okay, then they can go with the standard edition, which is a cost less in cost, and they will be going to get all these features. Okay, no, if they are looking for some more additional features they need it, which is called like materialization views, up to 90 days of a time travel, search optimization technique they need it, multi-cluster warehouses they need it, data masking policies they need it. Okay, row level or a column level or a secure level, whatever they need it. Okay, they are looking for these features also, then they have to go for the enterprise edition. Okay, enterprise edition is going to be a little higher than this. Okay, so enterprise edition will cover everything of a standard plus whatever I have mentioned over here. Okay, there are more being added now. This diagram is little old, there will be more being added to this enterprise editions. Okay, then no, you are going for the more security. Your company is a financial company or a health sector company, so you have to make sure the data is secured a lot. Okay, so you have to go for a secured place. Okay, that's called as in a business critical edition. Okay, so ESD, enterprise security edition, are the business critical editions. So this business critical edition will help you to have this all the features from a standard, all the features from your enterprise editions, plus there are extra of this all stuff. Okay, which is called health information or PCA card informations. Okay, now AWS private link you will be getting. If you want to go now, business critical have AWS private link, Azure private link is there. GCP cloud network is VPN is there, but they don't have the direct private link. They are building it, I believe. Okay, so you can have a customer managed keys, encryption everywhere. Okay, failover and fail back in case of any disaster happens. So how can you bring back the data? Okay, and a API gateways for an AWS, and now it is available for the Azure also. API gateways also will be there. Okay, who will use this one is a financial companies, right? Who have a very critical data to be available, and the data is very important to continue their business. Okay, those people will go and use the business criticals. Okay, next last one is a virtual private Snowflake connectors. So Snowflake. So what is this means is, yesterday I was talking to you, right? There will be a dedicated network will be there. Okay, so the network pipelines, network firewalls, everything will be dedicated to you. Okay, so what happens is the companies who are looking for a low latency, example like a stock exchanges, BSE, NSE, London stock exchanges, they need the immediate actions to be done, right? When you place an order like a buy or sell, or you want to do something else. Okay, so always your request, the latency should be very, very minimal. Okay, in that kind of information, so in that kind of scenarios, they will be going within a virtual private Snowflakes. Okay, so anything if you are requesting, you will be having a dedicated servers will be running for you. Okay, that request will be capturing you all the time and getting your data with a very minimal latency. There won't be you say negotiable. Okay, and these guys also metadata also will be stored separately. So to this point, I want to add something. If you guys are not confused, right? So I'll just add this point at the end of this session. Okay, so they maintain the dedicated metadata, they provide the external services. So it is going to be costly. Okay, which companies will do is, if you think that the company is needs a very immediate actions to be completed, then those companies will be going with this virtual private Snowflake. Okay, so major of the companies, what they do is they use the business critical or enterprise editions. Okay, so in interview, if they ask you, what you can say is, I'm using a business critical. Or if you are putting your project is in a banking sector or something, you can say it as a financials. If you are going for any pharma or something like that, also you can go with this one. Think that if there is any ed tech or any factory mates and all, which is not that high of sensitive, then you can call it as an enterprise. So if you want to take a stand, always you can go with a business critical. Okay. Hi Karthik. This is Ravi here. I missed yesterday's. Krishna here. Yeah, Ravi. Have you already explained about how to create the Snowflake account to start? No, Ravi, I'll explain it now. Don't worry. We didn't cover it yet.
And sorry, Karthik, since SQL was going on, I didn't join. So going forward, I'll be.
That's okay.
I'll join all the sessions. Okay.
Sure. Happy to have you. Okay. So anybody have questions on these editions? Okay. First thing, we know what is the reason of the editions has been created based on the business requirements. Okay. So how you need to calculate business requirement, either they are going to be a light users or a heavy users or a moderate users. Based on that, they will going to use these editions. Okay. If a company needs, I need a multi-cluster warehouse, then they have to start looking the opportunity editions from a enterprise editions. Either they want to go with an enterprise edition, either they want to go with a business critical, either they want to go with this one. Okay. So company has to go and see what kind of requirements they have it. They need to choose that particular editions. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? Anybody have questions on these editions? There will be one question will be appearing in a Snowpro certification from a Snowflake editions. Okay. Usually in interviews, they won't ask you what are all the features are available in these editions. Usually what they will ask you is what is the edition your company is using. Okay. Best thing you need to say is business critical, because we are maintaining a high sensitive data in our particular databases. So we choose to have it as a business critical. That's a very nice answer to give it in an interview. Okay. Anybody have questions here? I'll take a pass. Okay. So I take that as no questions then. So let me quickly see if I missed any points. Okay. We'll discuss about, separate layers is fine. Simply sign up customer. Okay. Customer as software as a service we discussed. Cloud agnostic solution, no hardware, no software. Simply sign on and upload your data. So nothing to do it. You just log in, create account, log in and start working whatever you need. Okay. Cannot be hosted on a private cloud network. I think yesterday someone was asking, can I do it in Oracle or I own my cloud, right? So it is not possible. Right now, this has been designed to have it only on a public clouds. That is the 3 public clouds that is in AWS, GCP and Azure. Okay. Separate layers of storage compute services that we discussed, and what is the reason also we discussed just now. Data stored in a columnized compromised format in micro partitions. This we will see when we go on talking about the micro partitions. But let me just call it this one: data stored in a columnar compressed format. Okay. So whenever the data stored, right? Whenever the data stores inside your last layer, in storage layer, right? All the data will be encrypted. Okay. and then it will be compressed. Okay, encrypted for a security reasons, compressed to make sure your storage cost is going to be reduced. Okay, so I want to tell you two things. One is just I was saying metadata, right? Metadata storage. Okay, second one is how data will store in your cloud accounts. Cloud, right? In cloud, either it is in AWS, GCP, or Azure. Okay, so this two I need to explain. I'll explain it. Okay, so this two are, we think right now, I'll put that point anyway when it comes. Okay, so now the last point says in this slide is, so in this one, right, the column compressed is something always to compress the data to reduce your storage cost, right? Columnarized ways. So what happens is whenever the data stores, right? So example, there is a table. Okay, in this table there are 10 columns. Okay, one is customer ID. Okay, customer name. Okay, customer location. Like this, there are multiple columns. You have it. Okay, what happens is when this particular information, right? So when it goes into a storage layer. Okay, Excel sheet. Let me put. So what happens is when it goes into a storage layer, instead of it stores the whole record. Okay, what it does is it will start storing the information in a column perspectives. Okay, columnarized ways. So example, I would say, okay, so now you have a table. Okay, customer ID is 101. Okay, customer name is Krishna. Customer location is a Bangalore. Okay, so what happens is this will not inside your storage. It will not store the data like this. This is a row. This is a row and this is a column, right? So it will not store the data like this. What it does is it stores in a columnarized format. That is like all the customer IDs. Okay, this will have some location called location info. So now location is a data location. Okay, data location called, so something like 0001 000, something like this. Okay, and the next one they are going to have a customer name. Okay, all the customer names will be available here, and then they will have all the customer locations here. Okay, so instead of it stores in a row format. Okay, instead of it stores in a row format, Snowflake follows a storing in a columnarized format. Okay, what is the reason? Okay, SQL people, when we learned, I told you guys that what is a one optimizer is, instead of using a star, I asked you to mention the column names explicitly, right? So what is the reason here?
To reduce burden while retrieving the data.
Yes, right. So star means it is going to read all the columns for you. When you explicitly, usually from a table, you might not need all the columns. Okay, you need only explicitly few columns that you can write it. Okay, how this is going to help you? So if a customer think that they have written explicit columns like this, what happen is now these are at different locations, right? Instead of table and single row and again going to understand all the row formats, what happen is the request, whenever the customer arrives in a request saying that I need a customer ID and a customer location from this particular table, this table will maintain all the locations of the columns where exactly is there. Table will get activated, a multiple request will be sent to the multiple columns you have chosen it here. Okay, everything will be parallelly working for you. The columnarized data, what happens is to retrieve the data from your storage layer is going to be very faster, because the data is not in a row format. So it's not like it will read a whole row, and what will happen is in this whole row, then it will start cutting down these columns is needed or not. That is going to take a lot of time for you. But when you are in a columnarized ways, what will happen is your table will maintain, table metadata will maintain where exactly the locations of each column is available. Those columns, what you choose here. Okay, so that columns, it will come to here and it will understand that where exactly the locations of these columns, only those columns will be read, and parallelly it will be reading and getting the information for you. Okay, so the data, whichever the, I don't say Snowflake is the only data warehouse which is capturing in a columnarized databases, all the newly evolved, okay, that you can call Redshift, that you can call different, Databricks, you can call different other newly evolved, right? Everyone is following that columnarized format because the data retrieve is going to be very fast, and also for as it is being distributed, the data, it will be working in a parallel. Okay, so that's the reason Snowflake is also following the columnarized ways. So the data inside the storage location is being compressed, and follows a columnarized format of storing the data. Okay. Yeah, it will directly point to that column. Yeah, that's right. So whatever the columns you are referring in your select query, so when you query it, directly it will come here. What are the columns you choose? Directly it will come to that columns and it will start fetching the data instead of reading the whole row. Okay. So row formats, now Oracle, on-premises Oracle, MySQL, everywhere it's a row format. Okay. When you go to the cloud, almost everything is a cloud is going to be a columnarized format. Okay. So let me quickly go. Anybody have questions on that? Okay, so I'll take these 2 points, or else I'll take these 2 points tomorrow. I have a little bad sore throat. Okay, I couldn't able to speak long time. So what I'll do is I'll quickly walk through how the account to be created. Okay, these 2 are not so important, but it is good to understand. Okay, how they tactically they do it in the backend. Okay, I'll park this for tomorrow. I'll definitely explain. Okay, don't worry, guys. I'll just quickly walk through how to create an account. So don't create account today. Create your account tomorrow, because this is going to be 30 days trial, right? So day after tomorrow onwards, we are going to create the tables, different types of tables. What are the time travels are there for the each tables that we are going to understand. Okay. So Snowflake trial account, right? So you can go to Google. Okay. Snowflake trial account. Okay. So you will be getting this trial account, 30 days. Okay. So when you choose this trial account, okay, you will be getting an information. You have to give to minimum information over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to give some dummy. Okay, KSR data vision. Okay, some xyz@gmail.com. In your case, you have to give the valid ones. Okay, because you are going to get your activation code to this particular email address. Okay, if you give dummy one, you won't be getting an email. Okay, and company name something KSR data vision. Okay, role, give it as in a something, whatever role which belongs to you, engineer or something like that. Yeah, so now then next one, continue. Okay, here, right, the editions we discussed. One is a standard edition, enterprise edition, and business critical editions. Don't go for business critical edition, because we will be getting only 400 worth of credits. Okay, so those credits, if you use a business critical, will be utilized very fast. Okay, so let's go with an enterprise editions, because we are going to work on time travel, cloning, multi-cluster warehouses, and all we are going to discuss. Okay, so choose an enterprise edition. Okay, don't choose standard. We won't be getting a time travel. Practicing will be hard for you when you choose a standard. And once you create account, you can't change it also. You can't upgrade it also. Okay, choose it as an enterprise and AWS for now. Okay, so AWS, choose an AWS. And what you do is go check here whichever is a near location to you. I believe Singapore will be a near to you. Okay, India, there is nothing. Okay, so choose a Singapore location. Okay, yesterday we've been discussing about a region and availability zones. Singapore, Asia specific is your region. Singapore is in your availability zone for a Snowflake right now. Okay, so you choose a Singapore, click here and get started. Okay, once you get started, it will get activated. It will ask you a few questions that why you are creating this account and all. So choose if it is needed for you or you skip it. Okay, I'll take these questions. Okay, don't worry, guys. I'll take these questions. So once you have been clicked on this one, you will be getting an email. Okay, so you will be getting an email like this. Okay, you'll get an event like this. You have to click to activate your email. Okay, once it clicks, what happens is it will take you to the page. Okay, in that page, it will ask you to add your username and a password. Add your username and password. Once you create, you will be seeing this particular window. This window is called as a snow site. Okay, snow site. Okay, there was before, there is another one called as a classic console. So classic console is gone. Okay, from the now onwards, we are going to learn as a snow site. This window is called a snow site. So we'll explore a lot. So now the account will be created for you. Okay, and you will be getting a 30 days of a trial here. So this is 180 days. This is my account which we paid a little bit and we got it. Okay, so now you will be seeing a 30 days or 30 days or 30 plus days you will be getting here. Okay, so this is your account got created, and this is the window we will be having, and we will be practicing on this windows. Okay, does anybody have questions on this? Okay, so let's.
I think should be a separate AWS or Azure account.
Yeah, please can you go one after one? Yeah, Kanna. So who is speaking that? Yeah, please go ahead. Can you unmute yourself?
Karthik Ravi here.
Yeah, not Karthik.
Do we need a separate?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Krishna. Do we need a separate AWS or Azure account to?
No need. You don't need to do anything. So what happens? Good question you raised. Okay. So someone would have been asked this question. Okay. So what happens is.
I texted you also.
Yeah. So right, AWS, I'm clicking. Do I need to create an AWS account? You don't need to. Once you create a Snowflake account, Snowflake in the backend, it will start creating an account for an AWS. This whole will be handled by a Snowflake. Okay. So you see here, I didn't install anything. I didn't download anything. Everything I'm doing it from the internet. Okay. So it's a software over internet. Okay. So you don't need to create anything over here. Everything will be maintained by a Snowflake. So you don't need to worry. Okay. So now here I'm saying Snowflake, put your software on top of an AWS account. You maintain that AWS account. It's your wish. You have to maintain it. Okay. And you have to do, I won't be having direct access to this AWS. Okay. As I'm creating a Snowflake account, I'm not owner for this AWS account. What Snowflake is creating for me, all will be maintained by a Snowflake only. Okay. So what we do is, as part of our practice purpose, we will create our own AWS account, and that account also will integrate with the Snowflake. Okay. Ravi, did I answer your question?
Yeah, Krishna.
Okay. So how it will it directly, okay, how it work as a data lake? So what is data lake, you mean, Azure? Data lake is something, a raw data which can be in any format. Okay, any format. It could be JSON, it could be in a Parquet, it could be semi-structured data, it could be an unstructured data. Whatever you can able to fit in into a particular place is called as a data lake. Okay, Snowflake also can able to adopt any kind of structured data. Okay, that we will be learning, that semi-structured data and the unstructured data, how we are going to store in a columns, and after that, how you want to process it, it's your wish. Okay, so Snowflake data also is, it accommodates the data lake. So we will learn about this. Okay, Kanna, who will use this standards? Who will use this standardization? We only, people who wants to learn. Okay, are companies who wants to perform a POCs? Very good question, right? Who will use this standardization? Companies who wants to perform a POCs, they want to see how the Snowflake works. They want to see what are the features works. Okay, so those kind of people will be using a standard.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, do we need a separate AWS and Azure account? Ravi, no, so I think I just answered your question, right? What reason should I choose for a Canada? Canada, right? Choose whichever is near to Canada. Vancouver is not there. Choose anything which is near to you. Canada Central is there. You can go with Canada Central. Salman, you can go with Canada Central. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Not only this one. Any questions on the topics we discussed today or yesterday?
Okay. Yesterday's video, I didn't see it. Like in the account.
Yesterday video is not there. You are not able to see that yesterday's video.
Yeah. Not
Is
able to.
everyone have been uploaded, right? It's uploaded. You will be seeing that not under your let me quickly see. You will not see that
Snowflake.
Yeah, sorry, please go ahead. Who is that?
Sorry, I said it's under the Snowflake, the drop down, it's there.
Yeah, so Salman, can you just check that Snowflake? You won't be, I won't able to show that this is my, as a trainer board. So student board is different than trainer board. Okay, can you search that? If you're still not able to identify, there will be a call at 11 o'clock, 10:30 at 11 o'clock. Okay, my admin team will open a bridge. Any help you need it on your Windows. Okay, you can join there and they'll walk you through that where exactly it is available. Okay, Salman.
Is that bridge is running every day? Krishna?
11 o'clock, there is a placement cell always opens. If anybody have a website questions also, they can ask it over there. Or if they have explicitly ask it on a WhatsApp, we will be opening that.
Okay. Okay. How to join the session? Do you have the number details?
I do have it.
Okay.
You got it in WhatsApp, right? How you got this link to join here?
I got through WhatsApp only.
You got it in WhatsApp, right? Can you just reply to the WhatsApp? I want to connect to the admin team. They will directly
call it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm just finding if my admin team is anyone here from my admin team. Yeah, I think they would have been dropped off for another training meeting. Okay, but yeah, just drop a message in that group saying that I want to connect with an admin team for something. They will talk to you directly. Okay, if you need a screen share or something also, they will open the bridge and they will talk to you directly.
Okay, Krishna, thank you.
I think Chetan was asking, is anyone from Canada? Salman is from Canada, Chetan. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. You both guys, right, Chetan and Salman, open your account with Canada only. Okay.
Okay.
I need someone. When we learn a data sharing, right, there is a concept called as a data sharing concept. Okay. So that needs is a person, people who should be available in the same reason. So I was just thinking when Salman was saying that he wants to choose a Canada. Okay. I want someone else also to show the data share. At least you two folks can able to share the data between your accounts. Okay. So you also choose a Canada. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. If there is no questions, we will drop off for now. Okay. We'll catch up tomorrow at 6. Hopefully tomorrow morning we'll cover these two things. Okay. Not so important, but I want people to understand how Snowflake will tackle this kind of information in the backend. Okay, they smartly says Snowflake is responsible for all the data store and everything, right? How really they do in the backend is something I want to talk about it so that you also understand, okay, how real time, how reality, what is the reality behind the Snowflake software, okay? So that I want to discuss. I will be talking to you guys probably tomorrow. And then tomorrow, we will talk about the tables also. What kind of tables? There are different types of tables are there. We will cover few tables, start, and going forward, whenever the scenario comes, we will start creating a different types of tables. Okay. Okay, let me quickly check here. I want to talk about, someone asked a data lake also, right? Okay. By this time, you guys all know single source for all data, regardless of a data types. So all semi-structured data, everything available any cloud, any public cloud. Storage is there. Elastically scale compute we discussed. Usage-based pricing model, pay as you go model. Always available metadata. I said Snowflake will maintain all the metadata for you while you're working on it. Okay, there is nothing you have to tell Snowflake, okay, capture this. You start your work, Snowflake automatically capturing whatever you're doing on a front end. Okay, always available compute. So always the servers will be available and the storage will be available. There is no downtime for you. Okay, Snowflake editions we discussed. Okay, this is what I want to discuss. So tomorrow I'll quickly wrap it up this one also. Okay, so how is Snowflake? So why people calling Snowflake as an ELT tool also, right? So what are all the things you can do it? You don't need to explicitly go and buy another license for an ETL purposes. Okay, so how can you do that also? We will be discussing. Okay, finally account creation we covered, and industry solutions, where and all it is using. There are a lot of other industries. Okay, so Snowflake is a very huge industrial versatile places where they are using it. Okay, tomorrow I'll cover this too. Okay, and then we'll go into the tables concept. Okay, so don't open your accounts right now. Open your accounts tomorrow or day after tomorrow is also fine. Based on tomorrow what you are completing, you can open your accounts. Okay, so any other questions?